In this video, we have to talk about a new alarm bot reporting system that Riot is releasing, trying to address many of the problems that are plaguing your games, whether it's toxic teammates or much more. And it's currently being trialed in only one country, but it should be coming to your region soon. So we have to break down exactly what this is and is it a good thing? Let's break it all down. But the GameLeap website right now, if you really want to improve and climb to Immortal and even Radiant like so many in the GameLeap community have, you got to go check out our in-depth advanced guides, breakdowns, tips, and tricks, and VOD reviews that are going to show you how to improve step by step and really find what you're lacking that is preventing you from climbing to the next level. So do yourself a favor and go check it out right now down below. Now, this is actually a brand new report system called alarmbot for Riot. However, it's only being released right now in Turkey as a testing grounds. Sorry, Turkey, you're our nuclear testing grounds. And we are getting information from there, and then we're going to see if it can work everywhere. So let's actually break down what it is, why it's a good thing or a bad thing, and then talk about when it will be dropping. Quote, "The time has come to take action on important issues that have been causing serious discomfort to all of us for some time. While playing Valorant, some of the players we encounter can engage in behaviors that reach unacceptable levels in any way. In the second half of last year, we met with the Valorant social dynamics and player dynamics team and made the necessary preparations to take action in Turkey. Now it's time for the most important part of the job, to start working with those who want to create an environment where we can play games more enjoyable. While explaining how we do this, we will talk about what kind of behaviors and players we'll target and what kind of systems we will work with, penalties, and a little bit of our future plans." Now keep in mind, this is actually not an article available in English. I had to translate it, so some words might be a little bit off. Now next up, what behaviors are being targeted? The behavior we target for the system are those we see in the zero tolerance category. If you ask, what do you mean by zero tolerance? Let's explain for those who have not encountered it before. Those who exhibit the most extreme behaviors towards other players are the result of our zero tolerance approach. This is where the translation kind of breaks, but it says that threats of violence are among them, probably amongst other things, like insta-locking Jet, for instance. No, I'm just kidding. We want to provide an environment where all of our players feel safe, play games with pleasure, and do not hesitate to communicate. Today, unfortunately, we observe that the biggest problem in this regard is our female players. The fact that this problem is increasing not only in games but also in daily life bothers us greatly. As a result, we took action to take extreme precautions against both this problem and excessive negative behavior in our own field. What about other bad behavior? You could say that there are still players who insult and sabotage my game, although there are behaviors that can disrupt game order. We are waiting for your complaints against such behavior through the in-game reporting system, as they do not go under the zero tolerance category. To give a good news here, we will examine similar behaviors, especially on social media, that we have seen, and most of them are processed through our reporting system. Keep reporting and reporting correctly. So basically, they are implementing the alarm bot, which is an automated program that will allow them to get rid of people that have that zero tolerance policy, right? If you make a racial slur or you're racist, you threaten someone's life, or you're overly sexist, the alarm bot system should start effectively weeding these people completely out of the game very quickly. Now, it's also in the information gathering phase. They want to make sure it's optimal, and that's one of the reasons why they're only testing it in one region, which we'll talk about in a second. But essentially, the alarmbot program is really trying to fix overall the really toxic people in the game and get rid of them and get them out of your game. However, there is like a gray area, right? Just because someone isn't, spouting a death threat doesn't mean that they aren't like yelling or playing music or, just being overly toxic to the point where the entire game is ruined for the people that are playing, right? So those players are going to be handled more with the report system. You report these players, they look into it, and then they will decide whether or not, that person actually deserves to get banned, how much they deserve to get banned, depending on the severity, how many people reported them, and the list goes on. But this alarm bot system is just to get rid of the really bad apples, and that's the big reason for it. That being said, to help the report system along, if you encounter a behavior in that zero tolerance category, you can take a video recording or a screenshot and send it the Riot player ID of the person who did this behavior, and you send it to the alarmbot at riotgames.com. Now, here's the thing. Do not send it to them now. This is not for every region. It's only for Turkey right now. This is going to be it in the future, and we'll revisit this when this becomes live. And under the report a player option on the player report system. Now you can actually speed up the process if you include the date you encountered the player, you reported, and your own Riot ID, and the team will help verify the evidence with the negative behavior, give you an email ticket, and talk about what that ticket turned into. Did it turn into a penalty or not? Now, the next question is what punishments will be given. We want the penalties to be deterrent. On the other hand, we find it useful to give some players a one-time reform chance. As a result, depending on the severity of the negative behavior exhibited, some players' accounts will be permanently suspended, while others will start with a 7 or 14-day ban and face permanent bans for repeated behavior. Additionally, if we detect players who regularly engage in such behavior from different accounts, we are working on targeting their main accounts as well. So smurfs are not going to be safe. They're going to find a way to link players and the actual device they're playing on, or the computer they're playing on. Now, keep in mind, the alarmbot system is like a preliminary to the fully automated system that they are working on. We did a complete article about that a while back, where the automated system will be able to detect people via AI systems and information they gather to fully adjust and find that person. The alarmbot is like the first step there and a temporary solution, and it might get overturned eventually with a new system later on that is going to be able to do a lot of this behind the scenes a lot easier. And while that has its own risks involved, ultimately it could be a cool piece of technology, so we'll keep our ears to the ground on new developments there. But this is going to be a pretty good replacement system in the meantime. And they also said that they want to just test this only Turkey. Turkey is the right decision for this test, they said, due to its worldwide size and depth of its community. Now, to sum this up, what alarmbot is it's a step above just reporting. Reporting is when you have minor grievances and accusations or things like cheating, but if something crosses that threshold where it's an absolute clear and cut case of someone that deserves to just get outright banned, and we talked about those extreme examples, that is what the system is for, and that is what Riot will prioritize to get those people just out of the game. And in addition, something could happen to even their main account, so even people that are smurfing are not going to be safe. And this is all a preliminary system to potentially a completely automated system after they have enough data to make sure that the automated system is working correctly. That is something that they are working towards, but we don't know when that's going to actually happen. In addition, you got to understand that this is only for Turkey right now, but it should be coming to the rest of the world very, very soon. And it's an interesting system that I think could actually end up pushing the game into a better direction as far as the toxicity level. We definitely don't want Valorant to fall into this toxic pit where everyone just thinks it's the most toxic game in the world, like maybe Riot's other fucking game. But also, please take all this information with a grain of salt. Like I said, I translated this loosely with Google Translate, so I don't know what I mixed up, what words were incorrect. So yeah, this is just a preliminary report from something that was only posted in a different language. So regardless, I really want to know your opinion about this down below. How do you feel about it? What do you think about toxicity in your games? Is it a big problem or not so much? I want to hear your experiences down below. And the GameLeap website is the best place. If you are really struggling and you don't know what you're doing wrong, and you just want to figure out what you need to work on because you just keep playing and playing and losing, the GameLeap website has everything you need. We could break down your skill level and what you really need to work on and help you improve dramatically. So do yourself a favor and go check it out right now down below.